Zoe, that sorbet was delicious, I must say. A great use of bananas. Now I'm going to show you another way to use bananas. I'm going to make some cookies. It's sort of a cross between banana bread and a cookie, so it's lovely.
That sounds innocent.
And I'm going to dip it in chocolate, which is there's nothing better than a banana dipped in chocolate, I reckon. Now I'm going to start with some butter. This is about 4 tablespoons of butter. Straight into the bowl, and you can see it's soft butter because I want to cream it with the sugar. I've got 1/4 cup of caster sugar, and I've got 1/2 cup of brown sugar, raw sugar, whatever that demerara sugar if you want. And
that's just because you want to get the more caramelly flavour from the sugar, or just because you like sugar?
No, I love sugar, and why not use 2 types of sugar? That's always handy. But what I do is sort of cream it together in a bowl like this, using the back of the spoon. And all I want to do is bring it together. If you can use a processor if you want, they're fine. But for something like this, all I want to do is just bring it together very gently, and the back of a wooden spoon is what you need. This is how we used to do it in the old days, as I tell my children, before all these processes and stuff came along. Now, what I want you to do is get 2 cups of the cake flour there. You can use plain flour if you want, but we've got this lovely cake flour. 2 cups of that, and I want you to mix it with one teaspoon of the baking powder.
So just explain to me, what's the difference between the cake flour and normal flour? Is it finer in consistency?
Nice and fine and nice and soft, and it makes lovely, fluffy cakes, which is what you want.
Okay.
So mix that around, and what you try and do is get all the grains of sugar to be softened and sort of grind them down so it's nice and smooth and creamy with the butter. Now, what I'm going to get you to do, Zoe, is crack 1 egg at a time and pop it into here. Now, sometimes when you do this, the egg can split and it'll go sort of grainy, but don't worry. When you mix it all together with the flour, it all comes back together. Now, if you pop that egg in there, and I'll mix that in as well. Oh, look at that. Lovely free-range eggs. Mix it all the way through there. Now, it's handy to have one of these spatulas around, because what I do is use the spatula for the last part of it, and this way you can smooth it all down. Now, you've got the flour there. Yep. You can put a couple of drops of the vanilla in here.
Sure.
That's nice and tasty. You can see it's sort of split a little bit, but that's OK. It all comes back together. A couple of drops there. Now, what I want you to do is peel those bananas and mash them with the back of the spoon.
So these look like they're quite ripe bananas, which is obviously the best type of bananas to use for cakes.
When they're ripe, they're their sweetest, and that's the best part of it. Now, what I'll do is I'll fold through this flour. Oh, I've got a whiff of that, the baking powder, just on my lips then. And you can see it comes back together beautiful, nice and smooth. Now, if they're even riper than that, it's even better. When the bananas are almost black on the outside, they're fantastic. You can pop them in the freezer and then pull them out and defrost them ready for this. And all I do is mix that around like this. You can see it's coming together beautifully. It's nice and sort of firm like this, isn't it? And once you put the bananas into it, it'll be nice and mushy. There we go. Throw that in when it's ready. And you can leave it a bit crunchy. If you leave it a bit sort of, soft if you want, or a bit chunky, it doesn't really matter.
In it?
Throw it in there. There we go. Oh, look at that. You can smell the banana, the caramel flavour of the sugar. Now, this is where you want to get your arm into it, mix it all up together. You can see it actually softens up. It was quite a firm dough, but with the banana in there, it actually makes it nice and...
Really, I can really smell vanilla and banana now.
And then I've got the spatula, smooth it down again, and I've got my tray here. I'm just going to show you something. I'll move that aside. Look at that. This is the best part of making cakes, is just actually tasting as it goes along. Look at that. Now, what I've got is my tray here, and this is a little trick to keep the baking paper. There we go. It's a little spray of this, or you can brush some butter on there, and you've got your baking paper here. Tear it off to the right length. Tear it off like that, and you just put it straight onto the tray here like this, and see how it sticks?
Perfect.
No worries at all. And then, with 2 spoons, I'm going to grab a nice big dollop like this, one on the end here like this. I reckon I'll get 8 of these along here, which will use up most of the batter. And last one on there, beautiful. They've gone off the edge of that baking paper, but I know this isn't going to stick. This goes in the oven for about 10 minutes at 175 degrees Celsius. You know when it cooks because the outside goes nice and golden, and you'll smell the bananas cooking. I've got these babies here. We've got some baking paper. I'll put a little bit of that onto my plate here, because what I'm going to do, Zoe, with some chocolate, grab it from the back here, and I'm going to dip it into the chocolate like this and turn it round, upside down, onto the baking paper. And then I've got these lovely things here. You can see why my kids love me. Well, I'm the favourite dad #1, because this is what they love doing, things like this.
They've only got one dad, don't they?
Yeah, well...
So
Here we go.
some
But
night
I'm the
your
favourite. I'm your favourite dad, aren't I? And so I put them on nice and colourful. You can put anything on there, hundreds and thousands, little chocolate ants or nothing at all. I think that's a perfect way to do it. I'll dip this one in here. And you can put some glacé cherries or nuts or anything you want on there, but I reckon these are the best. You could dip it in, but I prefer to sprinkle them on. There we go.
All right, give me one. Let me do one as well.
Here we go. You can do one of them.
I
know
do my
you just
version
want to get chocolate all over your fingers so you can lick it off and say, "Oh, it's your fault, Adrian." But I've got another use for these. I'm just thinking we want something else that's even a little bit more decadent. Because looking at that, it's not that, you know, not really bad enough for me, is it? We need
Not
some
for
extra
you,
stuff.
but that looks awesome.
So I'll just move these over to the healthy side because I'm going to go down pretty deep. You're going to cut my banana. Can you cut me some nice little slices off that one? Now what I'm going to do is get some ice cream here. A nice big scoop of ice cream in the bottom because I'm going to make a banana sundae. Look at that.
Right. I knew
Scoop
this,
that off there.
This did actually look a little innocent for your normal,
Well, sort of.
treacherous, fatty, sugary lifestyle I know you love to live.
Ice cream on there and some banana. If you can slice up that banana for me
Sorry, I was a
nicely.
bit
There we go. You got all carried away, didn't you? There we go. With all the chocolate stuff on there, on goes some banana. You can cut into thick slices, whatever. A few bananas around the outside. This is where the fun begins. Plenty of these little things on here. Some nuts on there. That makes it healthy, doesn't it? Counterbalances the sugar in all the ice cream. A few of these glacé cherries. I love these things. They're fantastic. I used to eat them a lot when I was a kid. A few of these little babies here. Oh, look at that.
They maraschino cherries?
Maracchinos and glacés. There we go.
Say, I do
This
like
is what
that.
they have in Christmas pudding. And also, I love conserve or
sweet.
jam. You can have make up a coolie. But what I do, if you've got a nice jam in the pantry, you can put a little bit of this on. Yes, it's going over the top. Yes, I will die eating too much of
I was about
this.
to say, there is so much sugar in all of this.
But I need the energy. I'm going to go out there and do some exercise later. There we go. Look at that. Chocolate on top, I would have to say, there's a great way of using one of these babies here. I was going to put this on top, a couple of these little things, sprinkle around the outside here, put it underneath. You can use it to soak up all that ice cream as it melts. I reckon this is a great way of doing it. What do you think of that?
Hang on, didn't you feel cream? There's got to be some added fat that you haven't had in it.
You're pushing me over the edge here. You know what? I think this show's going to kill me. Very slowly,
you know what?
but in the most delicious way.
I'm going to try this one.
What do you think of that? Oh my God, you want to try this? You have to grab a spoon. This is fantastic. This is fantastic.
I'm going to feel the baby kicking and this is going to be complaining bitterly.
I know what you want, little baby. You want some ice cream, don't you? There we go.
Wow.
I think we've done some great banana dishes. This is way over the top. Mine are great for kids. Yours are really healthy. Sorbet as well. Beautiful.